In the course, I've signed language like this, and at other times like this. You may wonder how there can be two different forms. Sometimes it's dialectal variation, but often it has to do with using an older form, such as this one. I do remember seeing that form growing up, but when I got older, there had been a change to disambiguate the form, which could also mean sentence. The solution was to use L hand shapes in place of the original hand shapes to mean language. In my lectures, you'll see that I often use the initialized form for language. But current thinking is that older forms should be revitalized, so this form is also used. Noting this change, I referred to old books and found that if you do want to return to the old form, it should actually be articulated like this. As the entry for language in Long's 1910 publication described this form. How did that come to be? Maybe the hand shape from that time was confused with the modern sign meaning grammar, which uses a G hand shape. It may have been viewed as an initialized sign, like the initialized variant of language, but creates confusion with sentence. For me, each of these meanings are expressed with different hand shapes in sentence, language, and grammar. Now, in the early 1900s, they already used this G hand shape. Maybe at the time they also used the hand shapes I use in sentence and language. To find out, an in-depth analysis was conducted, revealing that at the time, this form had only recently emerged. The choice of this hand shape was not to represent the letter G. Look at this next image. The NAD's 1983 publication has this hand shape in the entry for word. You'll need to know the sign for word. I've already used it in my lectures, and it's the same as this entry. Here's the form. But this hand shape is not the letter G. It means length and indicates size, so the space between your thumb and finger can vary like so. And you'll see that I often use the hand shape in reference to units, like words in a sentence, this way. Even here, the hand shape refers to the length of that unit. It's a classifier for a small-sized entity. That means it's a classifier sign, which makes sense because at that time, as the lexicon was being built, they used classifier signs for new words. If you think about it, I still use this hand shape as a classifier, meaning that Long also used the hand shape to mean a series of small units which evolved into this form. Maybe this explanation can help to understand that what started as a classifier sign eventually changed.